It's Mr. Kelly with Good to the Hood, talking about anything and everything that impacts the culture. And today I kind of want to talk about those versus battles a little bit. So when they first came out, there was like week one or the versus with the first one. I forget even actually who was even competing, I guess we'll say, in it. But I did a quick little review. And then I don't know, it just got a little hectic and crazy, and for me, I watched a couple of them, but then I just didn't keep up with it. And I definitely didn't do any more reviews on them. So, but they were cool. I liked the whole concept of it. Let me see. There's a few of them that were pretty good. Though there was T-Pain and Lil Jon. That was a real good one. That might have been the one Anyway, T-Pain and Lil Jon, that was a good one. Snoop Dogg, DMX, that one was pretty good. Nelly and Ludacris, that was a pretty good one. And they started having a couple of them where they weren't like just hip-hop artists. Like they had Babyface and I think it was Teddy Riley. Both of those guys are very good and contributed to the culture. Honestly, I didn't watch any of that one. Let me see, who else was there? There was recently Jada, 2 Chainz and Jadakiss. I don't think that was a good battle to even have. Both of those artists I really like. In my opinion, Jadakiss is one of those just unsung top 10, you know what I'm saying, lyricists that just never could really quite get that mainstream love. 2 Chainz is dope. There's just been a lot of people. So I guess this comes up because I got something that came across my IG that says Verzuz 2, Season 2. I wasn't even aware that they were doing seasons. Like, this has turned into a whole nother deal. But there's some Verzuz battles that I would love for them to see. Not everybody likes them. In fact, I did some interviews. I did an interview with Mike Jones. And if you haven't seen it, please go watch that and check it out. I bring up the Verzuz battle. And I was trying to see if he would like to do it. You know, what does he think about it? And Mike was like pissed. Mike Jones was upset with the whole idea of the Verzuz. He thought it was all political. And I'm not saying that Mike is wrong. He was just real fervent that he was just like, it's all political, it's nonsense, it's whatever. So that was an interesting take. I was like, okay. Then I interviewed Lil Flip. Lil Flip said he liked it. He thinks they're cool. You know, he kind of vibes with them, and he really wouldn't like pick a side. I was trying to see like who was you really pulling for in some of these battles, and he didn't really see or say. But that was cool. You know, I talked to him a little bit about it, and I've been trying to get some battle rappers on the show, and I've been talking to a couple of them, just kind of see what they think about it. But I think the battle rap community would embrace the Verzuz idea or show or whatever you want to call it more readily, because their whole world is kind of based on that. But Verzuz battles that I guess they don't pay for it, but I mean there's certain ones that I would really like to see that I don't think they'll ever do. Like instead of like I said, they had 2 Chainz and I think it was Jada. Was it 2 Chainz and Rick Ross? Oh, maybe that's who it was. 2 Chainz and Rick Ross. That one was pretty good. I think Rick Ross bodied him. I mean, I'm honestly I probably vibe with more of 2 Chainz' music than I do with Ross. But Ross just has a phenomenal catalog. Like, ain't nobody say that about that. But there's Verzuz battles that I would like to see, and I'd be interested to see which ones you guys would like to see. Like Beyonce and Mariah Carey. I would like to see that. I think Mariah Carey takes that one. If you're going track for track, influence on the culture, longevity in the game, you know, I mean, I guess what else are you measuring it on? Man, Mariah Carey's dope, dude, and Beyonce's dope too. But Mariah Carey came out solo, killing it. Stayed solo, killing it. Still a juggernaut. Still has a great empire. That's not taking nothing away from Queen Bee, but that's a battle I'd like to see. Lil Wayne and Jay-Z, I think that would be a good one. Jay-Z would never agree to something like that, I don't think so. I think in his mind, Jay is too beyond that. I think a Verzuz battle in Jay-Z's mind is beneath him, is what I think he would think. But Lil Wayne and Jay-Z, impact on the culture, man. Lil Wayne arguably started a whole new genre of hip-hop. Jay is dope, though. And Jay actually grew. I mean, if you know Jay-Z from back in the Hawaiian Sophie era to all the way to where he is now, like, he has evolved for sure. But they're both definitely iconic, Jay-Z and Lil Wayne. I would like to see Drake and Kanye. I think that would be an interesting one. And you got to really look at the catalogs, because, look, maybe Kanye is kind of turned into a little bit Little Nutty Buddy, But I mean, if you look at his first three CDs for sure, 3 first albums, solid. And the other ones were still good. And then he started kind of messing around with some other little stuff, but so that would be good. Drake and Kanye, Master P and Birdman. I think that would be good. I mean, I think, man, honestly, neither one of them can really like rap. I mean, let's keep it real. But Master P does have a couple where he still was able to drop a track or two. Those guys are businessmen, you know what I mean? So that would be 2 artists that I'd like to see. Who else would be good to see? I mean, I guess you could go old school. Keith Sweat, if you did kind of the R&B type deal. Maybe Keith Sweat and Joe? Maybe? Keith Sweat and Joe. I mean, Keith Sweat definitely had his day. Joe definitely had his. I think... Ooh, man, who would win Keith Sweat and Joe? Maybe Joe, huh? Maybe? Golly, that'd be a good one. So Keith Sweat and Joe, I'd like to see. I would be interested in them doing a lot of stuff from the 90s for sure. I mean, if you go in the 90s, you got your Johnny Gill, your Ralph Tresvant, BBD, well, anybody out of the New Edition camp for sure. Who else was there? Like The Boys, Blackstreet. Blackstreet would be 90s for sure. Yeah, with Teddy Riley and all that. Guy, geez Louise, dude, with Aaron Hall. Yeah, Guy would be real dope. Yeah, I'd really like to see some 90s. So I'm interested to kind of see, try to do maybe a little bit better job and keep up to date with season 2, and at least do some predictions, and we'll see how that would work. In order to do Verzuz successfully, it has to be older groups. You know what I mean? Like you can't do current because you don't have that longevity. Even if you have 2 albums out, 2 or 3 albums out, like you're still not. To me, you still shouldn't be in a Verzuz battle. Then there's big names that would never do it. Who else would never do a Verzuz battle? I don't think Eminem. I don't think Eminem would ever do a Verzuz battle. And again, what do we? And I say this in other videos, and I've caught a little bit of flack. I think M is a great rapper, but he doesn't always make great songs. Those are 2 different things, right? And those that know. Who else? Ice Cube, man. I think Ice Cube, he's in my top 10 for sure. Ice Cube could be in a Verzuz battle, but who would Ice Cube go against in that Verzuz battle? Maybe E40? Ooh, E40. E40 and Ice Cube, kind of a West Coast Verzuz, that'd be dope. Then you have names that J. Cole and Kendrick, that'd be a good one. If you go with old school legends, let's say, like really old school, like let's say KRS-One. KRS-One, maybe. Okay, so maybe you could do BDP and Public Enemy, right? That may be a little something. I don't know. That'd be interesting. But let me know who you think should be in a Verzuz battle, and let me know who you think would win in said Verzuz battle, and really what's the criteria, right? Really what's the criteria? Just something to think about. But anyway, this is Mr. Kelly from Good to the Hood. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell if you would, please. And until next time, peace.